Hello friend, now we are going to study that is periodicity in the properties. So periodicity in the properties of meaning is what? That is after certain interval properties of elements get repeated. Okay, physical and chemical properties. They can ask that is reason why. If anyone is asking why, so because if you want to write because after certain interval electronic configuration of elements gets repeated okay gets repeated. Means what is meaning of that is same electronic configuration same electronic configuration if it same electronic configuration proportional to what is same electronic configuration proportional to similar properties dear friend, what is the, if anyone is asking why the properties of any element is similar, so what we can write, what we can give the explanation, the explanation will be what, that is because they have the similar electronic configuration. Since they have similar electronic configuration, so their physical and chemical properties will also be similar. Now they are once more you try what is the meaning of periodicity. Periodicity means what is student after certain interval property is getting matched. Why after certain interval properties of element is getting matched? Because reason is what, that is after valence, because after certain interval configuration of elements get repeated. Which configuration is student? That is valence cell, that is valence cell configuration. Okay, valence cell configuration repeated, so that their properties also get repeated. Now the next heading, that is we will going to study, that is periodicity in the properties. Okay, periodicity in the properties means we are going to study that is trends of properties. Okay, so first of all, what will be when you are in the periodic table, long form periodic table, when you are moving left to right or top to bottom, what would be the trends in the properties? So here I am writing, that is first heading, trends in the properties of element, trends in the properties of elements in periodic table. Okay, in periodic table, so that we have to understand friend very properly. So let us try to understand what are the trends in the properties of element in the periodic table. So first heading we are taking, what we are taking, that is atomic size. Okay, atomic size. Atomic size either you say or you can say atomic radii. Okay, so in this atomic radii, so in this syllabus we are having the atomic radii, and twice of radius is what, that is if you know the r, so r, that is we can, you know the that is the radius of the atom also. So what we are going to study student, at the place of atomic size, larger is the atomic size, larger is radii, or larger is radii, larger is the size. So anything you can say student, there is no confusion is about it. More the radii, more is the atomic size. So what we are going to study student, that is we are going to study in this one first heading, very first heading, we will take the atomic radii. Okay, so first of all we will try to understand what is meaning of atomic radii, then what are the types of atomic radii, and finally we will study the variation in the group and period. Okay, so that is, let us see, that is atomic radii. So first heading which I am selecting, atomic radii. So first of all, let us understand what is atomic radii. Atomic radii, when you are going to understand, it is a distance between where student, it is distance between nucleus of atoms and outermost electron. Dear friend, when you are talking about this one, here is suppose you are representing, here is, and here is what is this is the nucleus, and this is the outermost electron, suppose E, and here is the nucleus. So this is the, what is the Ra, this is the atomic radii. Okay, this distance is from the nucleus to outermost electron, this is known as what? Atomic radii. But dear friend, this is the atom is, we know that is very small. So if atom is very small, okay, so that is radii will be too small, so it is very difficult to measure the atomic radii in this format. So what we measure the atomic radii, we measure the atomic radii in the term of the covalent radii or metallic radii or ionic radii or the van der Waals radii. So let us see that is how we will be able to understand. This is the very simple definition which you study in the 9th standard or 10th standard, but we will go in the deeper. So let us see, you try to understand in the different format. Okay, so atomic radii when you are going, so atomic radii is classified into 4 types. Okay, so first one when you are going, first one is covalent radii. First one is covalent radii. And second one is what is known as what? Ionic radii. And finally third one is metallic radii. And what would be the next, student? That is van der Waals radii. When you are going covalent radii, that is radii of the covalently bonded atom. So that is when you are talking about covalent radii, student, covalent radii. So how to write the covalent radii? Here I am defining covalent radii. So when you are going to covalent, right, it is half of covalently, half of internuclear distance of covalently bonded atoms. Now you try to understand this covalent radii. What is formula? If you write, that is R covalent. If you talk about R covalent, so what we can write, that is internuclear distance between two bonded atoms. So internuclear distance between two bonded atoms divided by what, student? That is 2, half. So this is the definition. So when there, it is the half of the internuclear distance of covalently bonded atom, and formula is when you are doing, that is R covalent is equal to internuclear distance between two bonded atom by 2. Now student, what we have to do, we will take some example and we will try to understand, that is how to calculate the radii of atoms which are the covalently bonded. So let us see, erase and then try to understand. Keep watching, student, you will be able to understand. Suppose you take the hydrogen. Okay, suppose you take the hydrogen. Okay, hydrogen molecule. Of hydrogen molecules, we know that this is formed by the overlapping of what, student? It is formed by the overlapping of the orbital. When you are talking about the overlapping of orbital, suppose H plus H, it is giving what, student? H and H. Here is the S orbital is there, and this is again S orbital. So it is giving rise, that is, here is like that, this. So overlapping is there. Now this is what? This is the internuclear distance. This one is internuclear distance. Now we have to go and write the, this is the one hydrogen and this is another hydrogen. So what we have to do, we have to write the that is what we have to write. This is internuclear distance they have given between this one. Internuclear distance is 74, okay, picometer. now what we have to write? We have to write that is radii. So atomic radii of hydrogen. Okay, atomic radii of hydrogen. So how to calculate atomic radii of hydrogen? So internuclear distance by 2, internuclear distance by 2, internuclear distance by 2. How much internuclear distance is there, students? 74 by 2. So that is atomic radii of hydrogen. It will be 2 3 ja 6, 2 7 ja 14. So that is 37 picometer is the atomic radii of the hydrogen. Okay. Now, if you go and check that is some other example, you try to find out, student. If you suppose if you are going for the chlorine, okay, so you are going to calculate the atomic radii of chlorine. How can you be able to calculate the atomic radii of chlorine? So suppose this is for chlorine molecule, you go for the chlorine, okay. So radii of Cl. So this is of, if you talk radii of Cl, okay. So how to go the radii of Cl in covalent bond? So Cl2 is there, student. When you see, this is the Cl2 molecule is there. So Cl2 molecule is having what? This is the covalent bond. This is Cl and this is Cl. And here is the internuclear distance. And how much internuclear distance is there, student? For Cl atom, they have given 198. This is 198. So how to calculate the atomic radii of chlorine? So that is, if you want to atomic radii that is covalent radii of chlorine. So how to calculate the internuclear distance? Internuclear distance by what, student? That is by 2. So internuclear distance is how much? 198 by 2. So how much coming, student? This is 99 picometer. So that is the radii of chlorine. Okay, covalent radii of chlorine is what? 99 picometer. If you talk about the bromine, okay, if you see, you erase this and you try to find out for the bromine, students. So how much you will be able to find? Okay, for bromine, you see, so bromine internuclear distance is 228. Okay, so here is for bromine. Here I am writing, erasing this, I am writing for bromine. So bromine is also having, that is what, student? That is covalently bonded molecule. And this is one Br atom, Br here, and this is Br nucleus. And distance they have given, student, how much? 228. Okay. Now they are asking what is the covalent radii. So our atomic radii. So atomic radii of what, student? Atomic radii of bromine. So how much will come, student? That is internuclear distance and divided by what, student? Divided by what? 2. So internuclear distance is 228 divided by 2. So how much is coming, student? 114 picometer. So for bromine you see 114, for chlorine you see 99, and for hydrogen you got that is 37 picometer. Now let us go and move, student, and try to calculate that is for the ionic bond. Okay, ionic radii. So erase, this is all about the covalent radii, student, and just try to understand what about the ionic radii. So here I am going to explain what do we mean by the ionic radii. So let us see, student, ionic radii. Abhi, student, you know that is ionic compound, it is very difficult to take any of the ions from the crystal. So how we measure the ionic radii, and what is the definition? The effective distance from the center of the nucleus of, here is the definition, the effective distance from, where, student? From the center of the nucleus, from the center of the nucleus of the ions up to which it has an influence in the ionic bond. dear friend, how to keep how to calculate, they are saying that is effective distance from the if you are talking about, suppose you are talking about Na plus, so they are saying that is there is no such a boundary, student, there is no such a boundary, circular boundary, we don't know what is the boundary and all. So what they are saying here is the, in quantum mechanics, that is the probability, orbital is what, the probability. So probability, what they are saying, that is Na is there, and what is the effective distance will be there, what is the effective distance for Na plus, that will be what is the ionic radii. Okay, but how to calculate this ionic radii, friend? This is a very, so when you are talking about take any of the ionic compound. So suppose I am taking the ionic compound NaCl or KCl. So how we will be measuring? So you see that is NaCl. So NaCl is what, student? This is Na plus, and plus it will give Cl minus. So greater the electron, larger is the size, smaller. So cation lost the electron, one electron lost, so it is having the smaller size, and it gain one electron, so it is having the larger size. Dear friend, how to measure? Okay, how to measure the radii? So they said that is r radii, okay, r radii equal to r cation plus r anion. Okay, r radii means what, student? You can say the distance also. So distance between the cation and anion. Okay, so r radii of crystal. So how to calculate? For example, you try to understand. For example, the distance between NaCl is given. How much internuclear distance they have given, student? They have given 276 picometer. And one more things they have given, student, Na plus also given. Na plus radii they have given 95 picometer. And they are asking how much chlorine, Cl minus they are asking. So how to calculate, student? That we know, that is R, okay, R NaCl is equal to, okay. So what we can write, R cation plus R anion. Okay. Now cation NaCl they have given, student, 276 is equal to cation they have given 95 plus R anion. So R anion Cl minus. So RCl minus is equal to 276 minus 95. So how much 276 minus 95 you are doing? 181 picometer. So that is ionic radii of chlorine ion is how much? 181 picometer. Similarly, students, you can go and calculate for some other ionic compound also. Let us see one more example. So if you want to go for the, suppose I am taking the example of KCl, friend. So let us see what is the KCl. They have given the distance, internuclear distance between KCl, K and Cl, and they are asking chloride ion. So if you talk about, that is for KCl, ionic radii for KCl. So that is RKCl is equal to RK plus RCl minus. KCl they have given, student. RKCl they have given. How much they have given? 314. And K plus also given, student. How much K plus given? 133 picometer. And this is also picometer. So RCl minus they are asking. So from the formula, RKCl 314 equal to RK plus 133 plus RCl minus. And if you go RCl minus equal to, student, 314 minus 133. So 314 minus 133, student, how much is coming? 181 picometer. So every time if you take any of the compound, so that RCl minus you will be able to get, that is how much? 181 picometer. Now, student, the next type of radii is what? That is metallic radii. So let us see, student, what is the metallic radii. If you want to see the metallic radii, friend, so metallic radii is also how defined? We are rearranging and then we are explaining the metallic radii. And after that we will study van der Waals radii, and then we will go the variation in the periodic table. So keep watching, student. So here is metallic radii. So when you are talking about metallic radii, student, so it is also half of the internucleus different distance. It is half of internuclear distance, half of internuclear distance, okay, separating the metal cores, separating the metal core, separating the metal cores in the metallic crystal, in the metallic crystal, in the metallic crystal. अब dear friend, okay, let us see with the help of example, you try to understand. Separating, here you try to understand separating, it is not covalently bonded. So suppose two atoms are there and they are separating, one line is there, this is separating, okay, and this is the internuclear distance, and when you are going half of this internuclear distance, this is what is known as what? Metallic radii, okay, metallic radii. And if you talk about total from here to here, this is internuclear distance, internuclear distance. Dear friend, internuclear distance is easy to measure, but that is atomic radii or metallic radii is difficult to measure. So for that, what we do, student, we divide these things to get the metallic radii. So suppose that is they are given for the copper, okay, let us understand with the copper example. So how can we be able to understand with the example? Wait, student. So suppose that is the distance between the two adjacent copper atom in solid copper is 256 picometer, okay. The internuclear separating distance between two copper, distance between two copper is 256 picometer. Then metallic radii of copper. So dear friend, what they are saying, that is this is the copper, two copper atom is there. So here is the copper nucleus, here is the copper, and the distance between separating distance they are saying, student, they are saying 256 picometer. Of this value they have given 256, okay. Now they are asking, that is what is the radii, this one. So that is RCU means what is, student? Internuclear separating distance divided by what is, student? This distance by 2. So internuclear separating distance how much? 256 by 2, and 256 by 2 how much is coming, student? 128 picometer. So that is metallic radii of copper is how much, student? It is 128 picometer. Now student, now what we are going to study, one last type of radii we have to study, that is known as what? Van der Waals radii, okay. So what is Van der Waals radii? It is the also, here student, I am erasing this and then I am trying to explain. Van der Waals radii is always largest such type of radii, student. Here I am trying to explain and you try to understand what is meaning of Van der Waals radii. So here is Van der Waals radii in noble gases. Where, student? In noble gases. This is found in the gaseous particle generally, okay. And how to measure this is Van der Waals radii, that you try to understand. So it is half of what, student? It is half of the distance of two non-bonded metal, distance of two non-bonded non-bonded elements. Okay, in this case there is no bond, student. Suppose for example, suppose we are having two argon. Okay, two argon. So how to calculate that is, suppose one argon is there here and another argon is here. There is no association. Here is center of the argon and it is also nucleus of the argon. They are saying that is distance is given. How much they are giving, student? 142 picometer. Okay, so they are asking that is van der Waals radii. So what we can write are, here is the van der Waals radii of argon. Okay, here you can write van der Waals radii of argon. Radii of argon. Argon is noble gas. So how much that is? Distance by 2. Okay, distance by 2. Distance divided by 2. Internuclear distance they have given how much, student? 142 and by 2. So how much will come, student? 71 picometer. So by this we determine the van der Waals radii. Now what we are going to study, student, this is all type of radii, but you have to keep in mind that is what are the order of this radii. Okay, so when you are going to understand the order of radii, student, how you will be able to understand the order of radii. So suppose this is van der Waals radii, two atoms are there like this. Okay, this is van der Waals. Then what is that is metallic radii. This is separating almost close, and this is the last one is there. This is overlapping is there. So that is van der Waals radii is largest. Van der Waals radii is what, student? This is largest radii. Then what is the coming, student? Metallic radii. Okay, and finally what will come, student? That is covalent radii. Last one is covalent radii. This also you can say either covalent radii or that is atomic radii. So this is the decreasing order of radii. Decreasing order of radii. Decreasing order of radii. Decreasing order of radii. Student, that is what we are going to important things what we have to understand, that is variation in periodic table. The important things in this chapter, these are the types of radii, and all the types of radii is having the similar variation in the periodic table. So let us try to understand what is their variation in the periodic table. So here we are going to explain variation of radii, in periodic table. Okay, so first of all we are going to study in group. Okay, variation in group. So what will happen, student? Okay, with the help of example we will go and we will study that is how the radii will vary in the group. So when you are moving down the group, student, that is number of cell increases. Okay, on moving down the group here, number of cells increases or number of orbits increases. Okay, increases. Okay, here you can write that is cells also. Number of cells increases. Therefore atomic radii also increases. Atomic radii also increases. So when you are talking about, friend, any group you see, that is if you got lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium, if you go, this all is having that is increasing order of radii. This is what? Increasing order of radii. Increasing order of radii in group. Why, student, increasing order of radii? Because when you are moving down the group, number of cells are increasing. If you take halogen, student, any of the group you can take. Suppose you are taking a fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. So what is, and finally astatine. So what you are finding here, student, this is also increasing order of radii. Why increasing order of radii? Student, one moving down the group, student. So what we are finding when you are moving down the group, what you are finding, friend, you are finding that is the number of cell or number of orbits are getting increased, and when the number of orbit is getting increased means size is also getting increased. Okay, now let us understand in the different format also. Okay, so if you talk about the group 1, I am taking the better to understand with the help of the group 1 only. So suppose we are having the group 1. Okay, group 1. So group 1 is having that is lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. अब here configuration is what? 3, 11, okay, 19, 37, okay, and 55, and here is 87. So if you see, student, how much is the 2 cell, 2 and 1. Here is what? 2, 8, 1. Here is 2, 8, 8, 1. Here is 2, 8, 18, 1. So what we are finding, student, here is the 2 orbits is there. Then you see how many? 3 orbit. Then how many orbits are, student? That is 4 orbit. And if you go down the group, student, number of orbits are increasing, and number of orbits are increasing means size also increases down the group. Okay, down the group. Okay, so this is the concept. When you are moving down the group, the size or the radii getting increases. Now let us see with the help of the values, okay, how it is varying with the help of the values, and graphical representation I want to give you, student. If you see with the help of graph in the group, you will find that is how it is varying. So let us draw the one graph, student. Here is the atomic number. This is the atomic number, and here is on the top side radii in picometer. Here is atomic radii, and this atomic radii in what is, student? This is picometer. Here they have given some values. They have given here is 50, then they have given 100, then 150, and after 150 here is the 200, and lastly 250, and finally 300. Okay, and here if you go, student, this one down atomic, so here is atomic number will be there. So when you talk about the lithium, student, so here is the lithium. If you talk about, here is the lithium is, here is the order. So this is the atomic radii. Here is the lithium, here is sodium, here is potassium, here is rubidium, and here is cesium. What are the radii in the value? If the atomic radii is 152, here is the 186, here is potassium, if you talk about 231 picometer, rubidium is 244 picometer, and cesium is 262 picometer. Okay, this is the radii. And if you talk about the halogen, you can see here, student, what is the order of halogen you are getting. This is the order. So here is fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and astatine. Student, if you talk about fluorine, here is radii is 72 picometer. Okay, and here is chlorine is 99, and if you talking about bromine, student, 114, and iodine it is 133 picometer. So what we are going, student, astatine not given, student. So what we are going, we are getting that is atomic radii is getting increases when you are moving down the group. So this is the all value are in the picometer, 162 picometer. These all are the picometer. Now, student, we will see that is atomic radii, variation of atomic radii in the period. Okay. So let us here is also easily you can understand variation of atomic radii in period. Variation of atomic radii in period. Atomic radii in period. Okay. Dear friend, here is what we can write. On moving left to right, on moving left to right in periodic table, on moving left to right in periodic table, left to right in periodic table. So what we will finding is, student, periodic table, effective nuclear charge increases. Effective nuclear charge increases. Nuclear charge increases. Effective nuclear charge increases. Okay. So nuclear charge increases, student. Therefore, radii, what will happen, student? Therefore, radii decreases. Okay. So radii decreases in period. So dear friend, with the help of, let us try to understand with the help of example. Suppose I am taking the elements here. In one column I am taking elements. Another column I am taking nuclear charge. Nuclear charge means number of proton. Nuclear charge. And finally I am taking atomic radii in picometer. Atomic radii, okay, in picometer. So let us try to understand. So what are the elements are there, student? If you talk about elements, so elements are there. What? This is lithium, beryllium, okay, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Halogens we are not accepting, student, because they are having extremely high atomic radii due to the completely filled orbital. अब nuclear charge is here, student, +3, because atomic number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So +3, here is +4, +5, +6, okay, carbon +6, and here is what is there, student? If you talk about the nitrogen, +7, here is +8 and +9. More positive charge, they will pull the electron. They pull the electron strongly. So what will more the positive charge, smaller is the radii. So here radii they have given 152 picometer lithium, and if you talk about beryllium, 111, and if you talk about boron, 88, if you talk about carbon, 77, if you talk about nitrogen, this is 70, and here is oxygen, because of pairing of electron, little more radii, 74, and that is fluorine, 72. So almost what we are finding, decreasing order of radii, decreasing order of radii in period. So what I am saying is, student, when you are moving left to right, the radii will decrease, while you are moving moving top to bottom, the atomic radii will increase. Of this increase and decrease I explain. Okay. So when you are talking about in the group number of cell is increasing, the atomic radii will also increase. When in the period, when you are talking about period, so in period what is happening is, student, that is the number of cell is constant. Okay, no problem. But what is there? Effective nuclear charge, or you can say nuclear charge is increasing. So nuclear charge is increasing, friend. That is why the atomic radii is decreasing, because nuclear charge, what nuclear charge is doing, student? It is attracting the outermost electron more strongly, and when the attracting the electron, what will happen? There will be the contraction in the size, and if the contraction in the size will be there, student, so radii will decrease. So this is all about today's lecture, student. Next lecture we will study the different topic.